Of course, the defense is with him, and then it is not, because he goes airbound and he's fading away.
Here's Ewing. Oh, he's clobbered by Jordan. Jordan over to help out. Bulls in the midst of an 8-0 run. Now here is that move.
I mean, the defense is with him, and then it is not. He just goes away. At the other end, Ewing working inside, getting clobbered, as you said, Marv, from behind.
Although the foul was called on Cartwright, who got him first, and then Jordan came over. Jordan just went over to apologize to Ewing. Patrick Ewing is 2 for 2 from the line. So the Bulls with a 65-60 lead.
Well, the mission is very clear now, as Phil Jackson is very happy with what he sees. The mission is clear. The Knicks have the big job in front of them. Their season now rests in the second half.
And Ewing way off. However, Darryl Garrison calling a lane violation. And Ewing will get another opportunity. Scottie Pippen too quick to step in. And the Bulls lead 65-61. Again, the open shot for Paxson. 3-on-2. Wilkins. Oh, spectacular move by Gerald Wilkins.
That was Scottie Pippen in front of him, too.
15 for Wilkins. The Bulls by 2. Pippen. And Oakley lost it. Another steal by Jordan. And he's given the Bulls a 67-63 lead. Michael Jordan has taken over this third quarter.
That was particularly special for him. He has affection for Oakley, his former teammate. He just took it right out of his hands and then pumped it in while looking at Oakley.
8 of his 21 have come here in the third, and we still have 6.5 to go. Ewing beating Cartwright. And that a rare sight.
I think Patrick might have gotten the benefit of a non-call. He looked like he might have gotten the extra step, but boy, did the Knicks need it.
Bulls 67 and the Knicks 65. Jordan going between the legs. Jordan for the spin and then dished it off. Cartwright rebounded by Cheeks.
They've missed 3 out of their last 4.
Cheeks going to the hoop. He was hacked. Maurice to the line. Right here, let's get a Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk.
Marv at Houston, David Wood to Dave Jamerson to Otis Thorpe, who jams to put the Rockets ahead by 10, helped them to a 46-39 halftime lead over the Lakers.
All right, Bob, the Houston Rockets hoping to stay alive against the Los Angeles Lakers. That last foul committed by Bill Cartwright. He is replaced by Will Perdue. Cartwright has been quiet, sits down with 4. Maurice Cheeks cuts it to a 1-point Chicago lead.
Well, with the Knicks spurt now, the fans have gotten back into it, and they are respecting the Knicks' resolve not to accept what the Bulls have presented here, and the fans are up.
5:40 remaining in the third. Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan has 23. He has scored 10 of his 23 in the third, and the Bulls lead by 3. Here's Ewing. Fouled by Perdue. Patrick Ewing getting into it here in the third quarter, looking more active.
The Knicks will try and put Ewing in situations where there are no help-out defenders in the area. The more they do that, as they did in the first half Sunday, the better. And that will require 3 men taking their men away from Ewing while he can operate one-on-one.
Bulls lead it 69-67. Ewing now 3 out of 4 from the foul line. And Pippen able to get to it. Bulls 69 and the Knicks 67 as we come up on 5 minutes to go in the third. Here's Purdue. Paxson saving it and hitting at the 24-second buzzer. So the Bulls now lead at 71-67. Marv Albert with John Andres, Al Troutwig, Walt Clyde Frazier from the Garden. Michael Jordan has taken over here in the third quarter, hitting 5 of 6 from the field. And Vandeweghe coughed it up. It'll be Chicago ball. Jordan with 10 of his 23 points here in the third. At one point, the Knicks led by as many as 12. Good hustle by Cheeks. He deflected it out of bounds. And Scottie Pippen will throw it in. Pippen had the superb first half, 17 in the first half. He has 19 for the game. Knicks led by Vandeweghe with 16 and Wilkins with 15. Patrick Ewing with only 14 points. Got off to a slow start. Jordan and Cheeks on the rebound. The Knicks trying to stay alive, looking to force a fourth game on Thursday. Cheeks stripped, and here's Jordan with Paxson, and the foul is called on Wilkins. That's 3 on Gerald Wilkins.
Well, Maurice Cheeks leading the break up court and then keeping the ball. An unusual decision for him. He's so unselfish in that he wanted to take on 3 of the Bulls. And the response was Gerald Wilkins with a game-saving or shot-saving move himself. When you're having good times with friends, use good sense and drink responsibly. Please know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser.
Well, as we were headed to the timeout, Maurice Cheeks, in a heated discussion with the officials, was called for a technical. Did not like that last reach-in foul call. So Michael Jordan will go to the line. That is a rare occurrence to see Maurice Cheeks called for a technical foul. It is Chicago ball off that last reach-in foul committed by Cheeks. The Bulls now lead by 5. This matches their biggest lead of the game. We're down to 4 minutes to go in the third. Purdue. And Vandeweghe gets to it. Wilkins from downtown. Oh, good hustle by Oakley. What a save! And Wilkins thought Cheeks would be cutting to the far side.
A waste of an incredible save by Oakley.
3.5 left in the third. Chicago in possession with a 5-point lead. Purdue up high, sets the pick, and Jordan goes left. Rebound Purdue. Shot clock. Ewing. Vandeweghe. His foul. Kiki Vandeweghe has been getting it off the board.
Kiki not boxed out and having the occasion of getting a rare offensive rebound. Doesn't happen often for him, but the timing was good as Cheeks picked out Ewing and was patient to make sure he got the ball to Ewing.
Foul committed by Jordan. It puts the Bulls over a foul limit. And we're 7 for 7. Making 8 for 8 from the line. One of the better free throw shooters in the league.
The Knicks are not playing with quite the ferocity they were in the first half. They're just going down a notch. And the Bulls, with Jordan leading the way, have come up. And the Knicks have to somehow manufacture much better play now. The remaining minutes of this game, they've got to go up.
Bulls 72. And the Knicks 69. time market. He now has 26. Bulls 74. And the Knicks 69. Ewing's pass, thrown in casual fashion, was almost picked off.
Jordan's jump shooting tonight is truly spectacular in that he puts so much into getting the shot off, and yet at the end he has an ease and a flow to his shot, despite what has gone on to lead to the point of executing the shot. Remarkable physical thing he does.
Michael Jordan is 12 for 21 from the field. And Jordan with a burst, whipping by Wilkins. He now has 28. 15 of the 28 here in the third. He has taken over the ball game.
Now the question is, does he take over the minds as well as the scoreboard, the minds of the Knicks?
Effective double team by the Bulls, and then Wilkins stopped by Purdue. Pippen for Paxson. John Paxson will go to the line. Vandeweghe picking up his third. John Paxson has turned it up several notches. Kenny Walker checking back in. Here's Craig Hodges for Michael Jordan. 28 points for Jordan. And he's hearing the applause from this New York crowd.
Michael has made his statement despite the spectacular play of Scottie Pippen, his teammate in the first half. Michael has now picked it up and stolen the show as far as individual play goes, although Michael had an excellent first half with his all-around game. Now the Knicks have to really answer within themselves as to what they will accept or not and how they can respond to this fine play by the team that won 61 games to their 39 during the regular season.
And Chicago Bulls 61-21, best record of the history of the franchise. Again, Ewing outside, and hearing it from the crowd, it has not been a good performance by Patrick Ewing. Only 14 points. He's been held in check again by the Bulls.
The Knicks have lost their togetherness at the offensive end. The exchange of the pass is not taking place as it was in the first half.
Hodges with a fling. Purdue gets to it. Will Purdue hanging in and timing perfectly, and the Bulls have opened up an 11-point lead.
Well, Purdue at 7 foot plus had no one to battle him. Ewing was a long way away from him on that play.
50 seconds to go in the third. Here's Ewing. Rebound Purdue, and a foul. Trent Tucker returning, replacing Gerald Wilkins. The Lees with 15. Walker called for the foul. And the Knicks now over the foul limit. B.J. Armstrong back on the court. B.J. Armstrong, Craig Hodges now. Tries the backcourt. Will Purdue, Scottie Pippen, and Horace Grant up front. Will Purdue will shoot two on the line for the first time. Purdue only a 67% free throw shooter.
Purdue has managed to be a presence against the Knicks, although his numbers are not impressive at all. In limited time, he has become a very noticeable figure on the court, backing up Bill Cartwright. The Bulls don't seem to lose when they go to their bench against the Knicks from the center position.
So that run by the Bulls, it's a 14-3 string put together by Phil Jackson's Chicago Bulls. They now lead at 81-69, half minute to go in the third. Rod Mustoff back in. He played well in the first half. Shot clock is down to 2. Tucker has to fire and hits. 81-71, Chicago. And the Bulls hold for a final shot. If this gets out of hand in the fourth quarter, the reaction from this Gardens crowd could become ugly. Purdue, and the Bulls lead at 83-71.
No box out on Purdue. Taller man.
Traveling violation called at the final buzzer. after 3. Should say at the buzzer ending the third quarter. And apparently they will readjust the clock. There may still be a 1/10 of a second remaining. The quarter is not over. And it will be Chicago ball at midcourt. 3/10 of a second remaining. And Phil Jackson calling for a timeout to plot out the play that will end the third quarter.
Odd timeout, though. Use an important timeout when you have a 12-point lead.
Except they're in pretty good shape with timeouts. They have 4 and a 20 remaining. Michael Jordan, 15 points in the third. The Knicks with only 17 points in the third quarter. The Bulls have outscored them 30-17.
Reminiscent of the game here in New York in April when the Knicks had a 55-31 lead in the first half. Michael with 9 points, and he had 25 in the second half.
Well, John, tonight at 10:30, it's the Yankees and the Oakland A's from Oakland right here on MSG as the man of steel, Ricky Henderson, looks to break Lou Brock's stolen base record, gunning for number 939. That'll be tonight here on the MSG Network, the best in the game. The Bulls with an 83-71 lead on the Knicks. They will have the ball at midcourt when we resume following this timeout, and they have 3/10 of a second left in the quarter.
Marv, the second half of the season has seen the Knicks being victimized by their play of the third quarters of games. We have seen some very interesting numbers in third quarters of play in the second half of the year, which have really been devastatingly against the Knicks team. They've allowed themselves to be outplayed severely time after time in the third quarter. And here in a very vital life or death game, they had the same thing happen again.
And similar to what took place on Sunday afternoon, the Knicks opened up strong. They had a good first half, led by as many as 12. But they have lost their composure here in the third quarter. Walker with the interception. So the Bulls with an 83-71 lead as we head to the fourth quarter. The Bulls lead 83-71, led by Michael Jordan. John, recently one of the Bulls' best defensive players of days gone by, Stoneman Norm Van Leer, was here in town, and our Bruce Beck caught up to Norman and asked how would he defend Michael Jordan. And we'll get to that in just a moment.
John McLeod decided to go with the smaller lineup again with Tucker and Starks and Gerald Wilkins.
And it will be Chicago ball. The Bulls 83 and the Knicks 71. Norman Van Leer, one of those players you did not want to go against, similar to Al Attles, where you know that you've been in a very tough ball game. You would feel it physically after the game was over. Will Purdue shot off the mark, rebounded by Walker, lost it, and then regained by John Starks, who just checked back in. Here's Starks, and the call against the Knicks. Darryl Garrison calling a travel. B.J. Armstrong, Craig Hodges in the backcourt. Horace Grant, Will Purdue, and Scottie Pippen up front. Michael Jordan getting a rest. Here's Pippen. And Patrick Ewing, who has returned, able to handle his 10th rebound. Wilkins for 3. Barely caught the rim. Walker with the steal. Tucker.
There's no question that the Knicks need a touch of greatness to come back in this thing. And there's no sign of it.
And Michael Jordan is getting set to return. The Knicks once led by 12, 45-33. Now the Bulls with a 12-point lead, so we've seen a swing of 50-26 in favor of Chicago. Starks lost it. And then called for the foul, and the Knicks beginning to hear the boos. John Starks coughed it up and then called for the foul. Back to the subject of Norman Van Leer. We asked Van Leer how would he go up defensively against Michael Jordan.
I don't think you can. You just foul out. That's it. I mean, with the new rules today and the offense is so wide open, once again, he's the type of guy I would let shoot the jumper to beat me and rely on my teammates like Detroit plays. They put a good defensive man on him, Dumars or whoever. They watch him with a lot of help. And once again, I would use 5 of my 6 fouls very carefully, let him know I'm there.
Well, Gerald Wilkins called for the foul. The basket by Jordan counts, and he will go to the line. Yes, Joe Dumars, one of the more effective players, with some help from Piston teammates in going up against Michael Jordan.
I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but looking at Jordan on that last shot reminds me, and I'm thinking of Van Leer. You can't foul Jordan. You can't get to him to foul him because he goes up in the air as he fades away, and it reminds me, switching sports, of Muhammad Ali at his greatest. People couldn't get to him. You know, he can hurt you. He can pound you to death, but you can't get your hands on him. There's some logic to that, Mark.
John, it's been a long season, and I think it really has caught up to you.
You couldn't get to Ali in the ring, and you can't get to Jordan on the court. You can't hurt him.
I buy it, John.
Thank you.
We'll be back to that in a moment. Let's go to Bob Page.
Marv, final seconds of the third quarter in Philly. Jack Sikma gets the ball. Hersey Hawkins gets the steal. Goes in for the layup to make it 82-69 after 3. It's now a 19-point lead in the Bucks' final game.
Thank you, Bob. The Philadelphia 76ers gunning for the 3-game sweep. They open up by winning the 2 at Milwaukee. No club in the history of the NBA since the best-of-5 series has been in effect has ever come back after losing the first 2 at home. And it appears that that distinction is safe as the Sixers are about to sweep the Bucks. So it could be a Bulls-Sixers series opening in Chicago.
That's a shocker.
Here's Jordan. Rejected by Ewing. Stacey King lost it to Trent Tucker. Gerald Wilkins. And King on the rebound. Nothing happening in a positive vein for the Knicks. Jordan given the open shot. Knicks are down by 13. Tucker for 3. The Bulls now lead 86-76. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. King up front with Purdue. Bulls going with 3 guards. And it will be Nick Ball. Knicks with Ewing, Vandeweghe. And then their 3-guard alignment of Wilkins, Tucker, and Cheeks.
Somehow the Knicks have to try, talk about a broken record, to get the ball into Ewing more. He is the man that can lift this team up if he can get going.
Well, the Knicks did try it early, looking to pound it down low, but could not. Again, the Bulls did a nice job. Here's Cheeks. 86-78. Phil Jackson may be thinking about a timeout. As the Knicks chop it down to 8, while he's thinking about Scottie Pippen, he will send him in along with Horace Grant. Here's King, and he'll go to the line. Cheeks called for his 3rd. The Knicks have run off 7 consecutive points. Hodges sitting down as Pippen has come on. Now the Knicks will have to adjust to the defensive alignment with Pippen back on the floor.
Knicks making it interesting and giving Phil Jackson some cause for concern now as they put something together here.
Stacey King, a 70% free throw shooter in his 2nd year out of Oklahoma.